And just like that, we live once again on this good Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday night. A
This is good
little late, but
Tuesday. So just a change, just a little bit.
yeah. But we here. We here.
Mm-hmm.
Lighting looking a
Coming to
little,
you people again live in
yes.
color, live, queer, and in color. Bang.
I'm not gay.
We need t-shirts. Are you gay? My goodness. Yes, you need that on t-shirts. Anyway, welcome back to another live rendition of Key and Carrie, where we key.
And we carry.
I'm Troy.
I'm Damon.
And we are back with another review, of course. The Come Up Atlanta Season 4, Episodes 3 and 4. Little double fifi for you guys.
Double fifi.
That's where To Kill Bill, Volumes 1 and
Hey.
2, and Quentin Tarantino. Because, that's like one of my favorite movies. But a double feature for you guys. So, I have to, gotta get into the mindset of doing this. So, first of all, shout out to the people that are going to watch this on the playback. Shout out to the one person that's watching. And shout out to the people that are going to come through on this Good Tuesday and keep with us. If you can, we are still on our journey to 500 subscribers because of Damon's amazing editing skills. We're kind of,
thank you.
the review you posted last night, this kind of helped us increase. So if you can, subscribe, like, share, comment. Follow us on Instagram, just to stay in the know of the key and the carry.
But we definitely want to do more of those. So yeah, definitely subscribe.
Yes, that was a really, really, really funny video. So yeah, shout out to Damon, to Yawn, and his editing skills, baby. Girls, yes, you doing the damn thing, and I ain't mad at it. Girls said that you doing the damn thing, and I absolutely loved it. But
well, if my Wi-Fi keep holding me back, like
co-host Juan, your thoughts on the Come Up Season 4 Atlanta's episode 3 and 4?
3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute since I watched this show. I think there was like a little delay between episode 2 and then of course now they're on Patreon or you have to be a member now. So like there's a little delay, but I thought the 2 episodes were short, which if you know me, I like shorter episodes. 30 minutes, an hour is really enough for me. But yeah, these were kind of just bite-sized episodes. I thought just in terms of content, not a lot of scenes. Watching this show and watching Chasing Atlanta, I know we've done that before, like we did it last year, but I'm really starting to see the difference in like the ages of the people. Like Chasing Atlanta, they're a little older, and then to Come Up, they're like maybe like mid to early 20s. So well, most of them, because one of them is 35. 35, baby. I said, oh, okay, real interesting. Did not know that, but anyway, yeah, this episode was interesting. I mean, I'm trying not to psychoanalyze the girls, but it's happening anyway. We'll get into it, but it could have been better, I guess you could say, just in terms of like storytelling and like getting to know these people. I feel like this show does similar to what Chasing Atlanta does, where like they start off kind of like drama. This is what's going, and it's like, can I get to know the person first? Can I get let me into your world? Let me know who you are, what you're doing, where you come from, and then we can see y'all get into it. But I feel like they always start off with the drama because like that's what catches people's attention. So I guess I can't blame them. What did you think?
The same thing. I like to Come Up. I live for Gemini Films, but I'm just gonna combine my general thoughts for both episodes.
Okay.
They were just a bit stale. There was some like cute moments in the episodes, but just overall the stills, I'm sorry. The episodes were kind of just a bit flat for me. So far there's like okay storytelling and like I guess okay drama. Interesting character so far, but it's kind of like not meshing yet. I just kind of want more. Like I feel like we always say this, and I feel like I'm kind of repetitive. Let us know in the comments how y'all feel about us saying this. But I kind of feel like it's the word I'm looking for. We just need to come up. We need to come up. Like of course it's gonna be drama.
I said that.
But yeah, we need
I said
talent. We just want to see our talent on the screen. Like,
yeah, that's similar to something I said in my notes. Like, I feel like everybody is kind of invested in everybody else's business, and it's like, I just don't think it really makes sense to sign up for a show like this to be in other people's business. Like, I get it, you want to keep up the drama, and like that's gonna, that gives you a position to play on the show. But I just feel like when it's all said and done, like I don't want to be known on this platform for talking about how somebody else is being paid to, slob on somebody else's knob. Like, I want to be known for like what I came on the show to do, and I feel like nobody really has that drive. From what I've seen, nobody really has that drive or incentive. It just seems very not incentive. They don't have the drive. The incentive is there, the platform is there, but yeah, they just don't. I don't know. Everybody just seems comfortable, like in the drama and just hanging out. And it's like, if this is the come up, I need y'all to like work. As you said in one of our previous reviews, does anybody go to work? Does anybody like come on? But it's early in the season, so
yeah, granted, it is early in the season, and against a lot of these personalities that's on the season are like returning faces, so we kind of get like a little bit of a background or a little bit of history on what they do, or, their talents and their craft. But I just want to see it on camera, like
returning faces better than changing faces. Okay,
or being on your fourth face. I'm just saying.
I mean.
Okay.
It depends on what the fourth face looks like. But I guess if it's the fourth face, it's probably not a good face. Anyway, not really. But yes, we're gonna go through both episodes. I know Troy, you did your notes differently, so feel free to chime in with if I hit on something, your funniest moment, a look that you like, or whatever. And also, I can't see the chat, and I don't know how many people are in here, but definitely feel free to be in the chat. Troy will highlight him. He's not as messy as I am, so he might not highlight the messy comments, but you could still put it in there. Well, people will see it. But we start off episode 3, called Breakups and Breakdowns. We start off with Sean. He's doing a photo shoot. And he talks about how he's not a model, but like I guess people always reach out to him to model. And so I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. Like, I can't imagine like not wanting to do something and people are constantly like asking me to do it, and then I'm like, okay, I'll do it anyway. Like, but I don't know. I guess he's stepping outside of his comfort zone. But what did you think of his poses? Is he giving model material? Is he giving Tyson Bedford?
I could see it. Yeah, I could see Sean Dion like ripping the runway. He has a very handsome face, cheekbones, his nose, the shape of his eyes. So I wasn't mad at the poses. I'm always here for people stepping outside of like their comfort zone and trying something different. So this is one of like the kind of positive moments that I like from this episode, because it's always good to see people grinding, chasing. Quay came in and I was like, ooh. Ooh.
That brings me to one of my notes. Also, I just wanted to say Sean he seems like a free spirit.
Yeah.
It seems like he just goes, I don't want to say he goes where the wind blows, but he definitely like just seems like it's whatever with him. Like
Now, when you say free spirit, I think Lynn from Girlfriends.
Oh, well.
Now that was a free spirit.
That was a freeloader. I don't know about free spirit.
Maybe. It was kind of given that she was washing up on her armpits. Now, I said Sean Dion washing up on his armpits like every 2-3 days, but Lynn from Girlfriends is definitely giving whole bath like every 2 days.
Raw. Very raw.
That's that.
And I'm not talking about WWE, baby.
Listen, baby, you know what it is. That's that Caucus Mama.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I gotta stop bringing
that. Here you
go.
Anyway,
the Come Up season 4.
But yeah, I say he seems like a free spirit. He just goes where the wind blows, which I think is cool in some respect. But yeah, he invites Quay to come over. And this energy was interesting to me, especially in the very beginning, because so like he's Sean is talking about how like, oh, he's like modeling, he's trying to like get some help on modeling because Quay has done some modeling. And so Quay proceeds to say, like, let me see your poses.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, okay, I'm a pose, give you, a couple poses. And then he's like, let's see that body. And I was like, and it's funny because the look on Sean's face was like, what? Like, he didn't really want to show his body. He was just kind of like, and then he made that joke like, nah, it's giving Beluga well right now. And I was kind of like, Quay, what you trying to do? Like, where is this going?
Because this could have been just portrait up close.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what his body got to do with this photo shoot? Now, Quay, if you don't do my time, just say that. Because it's kind of given that you are performing for less for coins, for monetary gain, allegedly, as Dion said.
But yeah, and then he asked twice, very like, sexual. Let's see the body. And I'm like,
very
okay,
sexual.
Like, it was very like,
I'm sorry, yeah. The girl Blue Devil, babe, is in the building.
Hey, Blue Devil.
Like,
thank you for being here.
It's good Tuesday.
Come on, Blue Heart.
Blue Devil, babe, it's Tuesday. Miss Mamas, I know you cooked dinner. What was on your stove this evening?
Yes.
Okay. What was on your stove this evening? Please let us know.
Because my non-cooking ass had McDonald's. But yes, I just thought that little moment between them was funny, but like interesting. I wonder how Quay feels about Sean. Because Sean is cute. And I know Sean was booed up when he was on the Come Up Miami. So I wonder if anybody trying to snatch him up.
Wait, Sean was booed up on the Come Up Miami?
Oh, wait, did you? Yeah, we reviewed it, remember?
I know Prince was booed up, but I don't remember Sean having a boo.
Yeah, Sean and Prince got together at the end of the season that they were on together.
Oh, and then that tape got leaked, and then Sean was like, this is too much. You with the maggots? Okay. You're right.
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Because somebody pulled that out they had, and I was like, girl, let's not. But anyway, yeah, that scene was, or that little moment was funny. Then they start talking about the drama, of course. Don't really know what, I mean, I know Quay works at the airport, and I know he flew out to do the audition or to shoot a show. Would have loved to have known how that went, or, if it's happened, or if he's prepared for it. But we don't know, because they decided to talk about somebody else. But yeah, they start talking about Shane, who, of course, is a new addition to the show. He was on last season a little bit, but like not as a cast member. So they talk about
him. That cameo in the Bad Boys Club season 8 Texas.
Yes, and
scrapping with
baby. I thought he was gonna talk about when he was in the rain boots.
Baptism boots.
Yes. But they talk about how he's married, and how I guess like the lines between, or the timelines are not adding up. They basically did like a whole breakdown.
The Jersey Shore timeline.
Yes. And it was kind of given that scene. I know it's become a meme now, but that scene of on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Pepe Sylvia,
yes,
or he got
Charlie was in that mailroom losing his mind.
That's what it's kind of giving. Follow us on Instagram because I might post the meme there for y'all to get what we're talking about. But yeah, it was kind of giving that, and I'm just like, it was also kind of giving Scandal, because they used to have that board up and like used to make the connection.
Yes,
on like
stop that, baby.
Right.
Olivia Pope and Associates. Yes. Okay.
Definitely giving that minus the gladiator vibes. But yeah, I was just like, that is a lot to juggle. And
I said Quay is being messy as hell, slowly turning into Dion, which is crazy.
Yes.
Like,
but you know what? I'm here for Dion getting a taste of his own medicine.
True.
I feel like the one time people really came for Dion was Pyro when he snatched up Dion, and I feel like Dion was able to say, oh, you hit me, so like I can become a victim. Whereas if you want to shade, we can shade. You want to be messy, we can be messy, and you can't say shit because I didn't put my hands on you, so you can't claim that you're a victim when you started this. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna go, because Quay is throwing shade. Like every scene, every time Dion is mentioned, he's saying something. So I mean, I would too if somebody accused me of sucking dick for money.
My goodness. Well, if it's that, I ain't even gonna go there. We hopefully there's some resolution to this accusation at the reunion because yeah, I'd be pretty tight if somebody said that I was performing fellatio for coins. But Quay being messy said I'm gonna invite her man since this bitch being messy. Then invited Shane and said, I don't know what Shane doing here. I'm just gonna invite him in to be messy. I said, my goodness. Is that how you want to start this friendship?
Did he say something like, I don't know what you're doing here, but sit your ass down over there so I can
basically quite messy as hell, but I'm looking for that. So yeah, it is good to see Dion kind of get like a taste of his own medicine. Because like Dion said, I'm sorry, as Quay said, like if we're friends, why would you do that? Yeah. Why would you
Dion kind of seems like an opportunist in that way. Like if some tea comes across his desk, he's going to, even if y'all are friends, he's going to probably like use it to his advantage, use it as as a way to like be messy. So yeah, them being friends, I don't think matters any. It doesn't matter to Dion, but yeah, they just talk about that whole situation, and Sean talk about how like he don't want to be messy, but he want to see them all in the room together. I don't know what that's gonna give. Nothing has led me to believe that Shane and Dion and the husband are even in a situation or something has happened. So maybe there's just something that they haven't communicated to us on the show. But I'm just like, what do you know that we don't know? Because you put them all in the room together. What if they just like, okay, we in a room together? Right. Like we don't like Dion don't care. Shane definitely don't care because even when people start to shade Dion, he's like, yeah, don't do like I'm not in that. Like I'm not trying to comfort him. So I don't know. But yeah, they have that scene. And this is of course when I said, why is everybody so invested in other people's business? I know it can be a key to some extent, but I just feel like why come on the show like and waste this platform talking about somebody else? Like let us know what you're into. What do you like to do? What you know? So yeah. Anything else from that scene before we move on?
I just was wondering if Sean and Quay kind of, well, mostly Sean, if him kind of being messy in that moment kind of led to, if he kind of Negro Adamus himself. No, I'm going to be messy and then get my
Not Negro Adamus. Well, Sean has a tendency to, and I like Sean. I think Sean is a free spirit. He seems like a good time. But I feel like he definitely seems like he gets himself in situations because he doesn't have a lot of self-awareness and he don't give a fuck about shit. I mean, I won't say he doesn't give a fuck about anything, but it just seems like he doesn't give a lot of fucks about most things, about, etiquette and just like timing and things like that. So I feel like this is just a separate scenario. Like them getting into a fight was just separate, because, the girls, they be struggling to handle that liquor.
Like, true. Especially if they ain't or eat.
That Casamigos be beating their ass. Especially with no carbs on they stomach.
Baby, my goodness.
A mess. But but yes, to move on to the next scene, we are at Kimmy's house. She invites Messiah and Judy over. And they're just chilling, and then like I guess she invites them over to tell them, I guess, what happened to her recently. Basically, she was talking to a dude on Instagram. Dude was getting kind of weird. She decided to tell him that she wasn't interested. He catfishes her. She invites him to her apartment, not knowing that it's him. And basically, he, yoked her up, stole her phone, threatened her. I was like, wow, like Kimmy can't catch a break. Like this is a lot. Like that's a scary experience to deal with. I don't even think I need to say it. I think most of us are thinking it, but girl, why would you invite a stranger to your house? Not a good idea. And I'm not trying to victim blame, right? Because she is 100% the victim in this scenario. But yeah, girl, don't invite strangers to your home. That's not a good idea.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not trying to victim blame, but I kind of just had this conversation with like my coworker the other day. She was like, have you ever been catfished? We was talking about like the whole catfish situation. And I was like, if you kind of being catfished in like 2023, it's like almost like you kind of want to not be set up, but you're kind of like
I'm curious.
I don't want to say like there's so many different like FaceTime and Facebook Live and Instagram Live and like there's just so many different ways to see who you're talking to before like you guys meet up. So like I said again, I'm not like victim blaming Kimmy. I'm sure that was a learning lesson, and I hope like moving forward she's way more like cautious and just protective over who she interacts with and who she invites to her house.
Right. Yeah, because I just feel like even if you FaceTime with him, even if you were able to confirm that this is the boy that you're talking to, you still don't know that boy.
Right.
So like, let's meet in a public space. I'm not even saying go to their place. Just meet in a public space where y'all both have access to other people, walking around. And like until you feel more comfortable. But I get it. Like, and it kind of made me think like, especially in our community, I feel like because we're not able to like date as often as like straight people, like we don't have that access. I feel like that tends to put people in situations that are dangerous because they don't. I mean, of course, you can meet somebody at the supermarket, I guess, but just the probability of that happening is a lot less for gay people or like trans people, queer people. So, just hearing all these stories about like people messing with people and like not knowing fully who they are or not really having really met them and like things going left. I feel like that happens a lot for queer people because we don't really have the access that straight people have to like meet people and go on dates and things like that. And I would guess even as like a trans woman, like maybe like some people not wanting to be, and I'm not saying that this was the case with this situation, but like maybe not wanting to be seen with her, maybe wanting to come to the house because, I don't want to be out in public with you. And like, it is what it is, people take what they take. And like maybe that being a reason why she invited him over or something like that. I don't know. But I'm just thinking of different ways as to like why this could have happened. But yeah, girl, you can't be inviting strangers to your house. Like, yeah, that was kind of crazy. I'm glad that she didn't get like hurt seemingly. I know she chased after him, which I feel like, girl, you should just call the police. Even though the police don't really do much in these scenarios. And so they kind of, support her, which I thought was great. They kind of talked to her about, like, we're here for you. And like, that's terrible that happened to you. And then they kind of get into a conversation about how trans women aren't really protected, just in general, or like in terms of like the law, the government, things like that. And I think somebody even said like even like cis women, like they're not as protected either. Like when things happen to them, it's like it's not really taken seriously. So it's not gonna be taken seriously for trans women.
Right.
So I feel like that's awful. And I mean, I feel like we as gay men can relate as well, just because we sometimes get put in the same scenario where, not saying me and you, but just like gay people, gay men in general, like meeting up with guys or, at night or, I don't think anybody cruises anymore. But, just on the app,
My goodness.
But,
I feel everything that you said. It's just about being self-aware and like knowing your surroundings and being more like trusting. Never go to somebody's house on a first date or invite them over to your house on the first meet. Public spacing, baby. Gas station if you have to, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But yeah, I hope that Kimmy is doing better after like having to go through that like ordeal. And then I know for some people having to watch themselves like talk about the situation can kind of like open up that door again. So hopefully watching this back for Kimmy, like she was able to kind of just hold up and make it through like having to talk about this thing again. Because I just can't imagine like, I don't know, somebody kind of going crazy in my house and like not really feeling safe in my own home or my house. So I just feel for her in that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta feel safe in your own home. That's already what it's saying.
But I did want to highlight a few comments. The girl, Blue Devil Babe said she made spaghetti and garlic bread.
Ooh,
Keep the spaghetti. I'll take the garlic bread. Honestly, actually, do
Tasty.
you do meatballs and spaghetti, or do you like ground your meat up and then add the spaghetti? How do you do that? I'm not a fan of spaghetti, but
I'm a fan of spaghetti, but it has to be separate. It has to be cooked separately. I don't really care for like baked spaghetti. Like I
you a
like the
bougie
spaghetti
bitch.
with
That's all that is.
like, oh, bougie bitch. Well, you know what? At least I'm not as hard on myself as Kimmy was on herself. Calling herself a stupid dumb bimbo whore. My goodness. I was like, whoa, Kimmy, like you made a mistake. Right? I mean, I think she was joking, but still, like I was just like, Jesus, that's a lot. That's a
My
lot.
goodness.
But yeah, I was like,
Yes, thank you, Chef Pros in the building. Thank you for being here.
hey, shit.
Yes, and Tanks. Oh, I finally caught it live. What up, y'all? Thank
Hey,
you for
Tank,
being
so
here.
what's good? What's
Yes, because
good?
we know y'all gotta work in the morning, so thank y'all for
Yes,
dropping by.
yes, 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 and so do we. But let us know your thoughts. On the things that we talk about. Trying to get more conversations out of the things that we're seeing because I know they link back to like us as a community and society,
Right.
things like that. So, but yeah, I'm glad that they had her back. I'm glad that they were there for her. And yeah, I said that this just affects so many different people. Like this could happen to, like I said, of course, it happened to a trans woman. It can happen to a gay man. It can happen to a cis woman. It can happen to, you know, it can even happen to a straight man.
Right.
Straight,
Not to be that
you know,
person, but like
that don't really happen.
when like doing I believe it was like the Jeffrey Dahmer like
Why was I just
rampage.
thinking about that?
You know,
Mm-hmm.
most of his victims are like people of color, and then when their families were report them missing, like the action to find them was like slow.
Yeah.
So that's why he was able to get away with like doing what he did for so long because
And that even I feel like dates back to what I was saying, where like he was meeting like these guys were coming to his house to like hook up, and it's just like that hookup culture and like just that mentality. I'm not shaming anybody, do what you want to do, but I do feel like it puts us in a dangerous position because it's like you don't know this person and you're in the most vulnerable position that you could be with somebody like you're naked, possibly like you're drinking with them, like so like things could go left. So I just feel like just be careful and be aware.
right.
So it's interesting that you thought about that because I was also thinking about that. But yeah, they're there to comfort her. I'm glad that Julie was finally able to see Kimmy's side. Last time he was kind of playing the fence, but he was there for her fully this time, which I appreciate.
Who's about them veneers? My goodness.
Right, and I also want to say, does Judy need a Japanese blur in the confessional? That baby, that top is
Because
showing a lot.
I see her hand like constantly trying to fix the shirt.
Trying to get that
and
little.
It's like you just need a pasty on.
Yeah, you need some pasties. Cause I was like, these nipples, baby.
That the nipples, the top, and then the baby fro. Ever since you put up the baby fro,
it's the top and the baby fro for me. I'm here for the top, the baby fro, and the face tattoo. I'm here for it. Oh my god! But yeah. So then we get to the last scene of the episode. Again, breakdowns, breakups, and breakdowns. Episode 3. Shane's 35th birthday, and I said, "Damn, Shane is 35. That's kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting that."
Shane is 35. Rashida is 34. Watching this episode, that's all I thought about was the industry on blast. Rashida is 34.
Jesus. And what's wrong with being 34?
Because I'm 34. And thank you for not shading me. Maybe in every lie this shit, like, Troy is 34. Like, bitch, right
now? And what about it? But yes, his 35th birthday. But I say he looks pretty good for 35. So basically, like he's talking about, he's at the club, he's there with his family, I think, and basically, he's dealing with a lie. He's separated from his husband, and I guess he's in the club, hears a song, 2 songs. I think one of the songs was an Alicia Keys song.
Yep, No One, and then
No One.
Avant Separated.
Yes. Have you ever heard that song before? I have.
Which the
Avant
song?
Separated.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I have. I just never recognized it. But
no shit. I'm like, what club is you at where they're playing Avant Separated? Like,
also No One by Alicia Keys.
Alicia
That don't
Keys?
seem like a club song. Yeah.
You at a funeral home? Like, where you partying at?
What if it was a Jersey mix, a Jersey club mix of No One? You know how that's like a common like what is it called? It's like a popular style right now.
A Jersey remix of like, my goodness.
Like, with that bounce beat in the background, baby.
But he did say it was R&B nights. But I was thinking like R&B, there's like more upbeat, vibe to like.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to get people in their feelings. Trying to get people crying in the club.
And it worked. Because I'm like, I'm like, no shade. I know it's a lot, but I'm like, y'all crying in the club? I'm just like, no shade, because I know Shan was going through a lot, but I'm just going to grab my drink and I'm just going to go somewhere else. Like, I just do not got time. Like, bring me a wet floor sign. But you know what? That's probably why my pussy was off the skirt in progress that one night. Because of this attitude right now. So if you got tears to shed in the club, you have tears, you shed them tears, and I'm going to just mind my business. That's exactly why all my belongings hit the ground. And the white girls just gagged in progress.
Right? Jesus. And then somebody reached for your phone. I said, bitch, don't do it. Do not do it. Don't do it. Act stupid if you want to. Like,
you said they reached for the phone. You was like,
not on my watch. Okay.
My goodness, baby. That's on my soul. Baby, that's on my mama. Okay.
It's Chicago. That's Chicago shit. You know how they get down. But
yeah, Shane does look good for 35. I don't know if it's me, but when he walked in last episode for like the dinner or whatever, I said the body was kind of bodying. The chest was swole, the arms was kind of
no shade, but when he was getting dragged by Sean, I said, "Oh, he got some nice legs." I was like, "Oh, he got some nice legs." Okay.
The most craziest time to find out that somebody has like a nice body when they get dragged.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. You know what? Let me not be a what did Kimmy say? A stupid dumb bimbo whore. Okay.
That man is he's separated between. He's separated, so it's good.
Okay.
Be Kim Zolciak, a big papa.
Okay.
Just minus raising your daughters to follow your footsteps to be a whore.
You know what? Hey, the leave button is right here. I see the leave button.
You see it, but if you leave, you just gonna end a whole lot for everybody. So
I'm like,
leave, you gonna end a whole lot for everybody.
But yes, he does have a nice body. I didn't notice that. But yes, so there so he stumbles upon he invited Kimmy, Messiah, and Judy. And I guess they called them the Big Three. Mm-hmm. No shade, I think that's a little corny. What are y'all, a corporation? Like, what are y'all, GM, Ford, and the other one? Like, so I mean, but they a clique. They like to hang out, so I'm not too mad at it. But yeah, they show up, and of course, they stumble upon Shane, who's like kind of in his feelings, and Kimmy's basically just like, I just want to have fun. Like, you over here crying. We need to turn up. And I'm like, girl, you of all people should know. You of all people should have sympathy for others. Like, the shit that you've been going through. Mm-hmm. Like, how would you feel if people just kind of glossed over what you went through? Both issues this season.
True.
Like, so let's not act like his feelings don't matter when you want your feelings validated. So yeah, she was kind of annoying me because it was kind of like she was tolerating it, like she was like, letting Sean and Messiah mostly like console him, but like she was just kind of like, I'm ready to go turn up. And it's like, girl.
She said, this 39-year-old man just bought me on my side drinks. I said, how you know this man age? She basically said, this old bitch just bought me on my homegirl drinks. I'm ready to turn up. I said,
she better be careful. That might be old boy in disguise again. Child, I would be shook. Like,
no Mickey's. Let's see you put me in fresh glasses. I don't know you very well. No shade.
He might pull off a mask. Like, surprise,
mask off. Percocet, Molly Percocet, baby. Mask off. You ain't shit.
Ooh, we ain't shit. We really ain't.
We love you, Kimmy.
We do.
We
just need you to have a little more sympathy for the girls.
You do need to have a little bit more sympathy.
Yeah.
Not you at this man birthday party over at the Heat.
Like, and I was here for that wig. It was flowing. It was kind of giving a storm tea. I was here for it.
It very much storm.
It was flowing.
See, that's what kind of I'm derailing, but that's kind of what I want Jailmore to get on Chasing Atlanta. When Jailmore does this, I need the fullness in the body. That
more bundles, yes, more body.
When Jay bundles is kind of giving this. When
not you using your own beer.
Babe, listen, this is and this is full, but it's kind of giving this. So anyway, I'm yes, Kimmy does have a nice looking red.
But yeah, so they console him, which I thought was cool. I think Sean did like a really good job of like kind of being like a positive energy to Shane. Unfortunately, it went left. But
the craziest thing to me.
Right. So, but I think that's what I like about Sean is that he seems to have such a positive outlook on life, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know that man, never met him. But yeah, like I did meet him once. Not in person, but anyway. He does have like a positive like a positive outlook on most things. So he was able to cheer up Shane for that moment, which I thought was really nice. But yeah, fortunately that went left. They decide they were hanging out there, and then they decided to go to the after hours spot, which the after hours spot can go really good or really bad, like depending. But I'm assuming they were pretty drunk at this point. Shane's cousin is like about to leave. Sean is like, you should walk your cousin to the car, telling Shane, you should walk your cousin to the car. She's a woman. You want to protect her. They both say that Shane and the cousin say that the cousin is good. Mm-hmm. Something happened in between there because that was not filled in by anybody else on the show. They start going back and forth. He ends up calling the cousin, Sean ends up calling the cousin a bitch. Mm-hmm. But did you call her a bitch, though? Ended up calling her a bitch. And then, some other words were exchanged, and they get to fighting. I said, just take the Casamigos. Mm-hmm. Take the You know what? They was probably drinking brown liquor, though. So just take the Hennessy. Take the Hennessy. Take the whatever they had, whatever brown they was sipping on. Just... Because I feel like that's what motivated this fight. I'm like, did y'all really need to like squabble though? Was it really that serious? I mean, I guess
that's kind of where Sean lost me because Sean was like, I'm protective of women. And then he was like, oh, well, bitch, I'm defending you. So I kind of feel like if Sean hadn't called her out her name, like it wouldn't have led to the fight.
And this is where I was saying earlier, where I feel like I like Sean. I think Sean has good energy, but I feel like he doesn't have a lot of self-awareness. Mm-hmm. And I feel like because I think he's like maybe mid-20s, late 20s. Mm-hmm. I feel like he could mature a little bit because I feel like his outlook on certain things, it seems like he doesn't care about certain things. It just is what it is. And I feel like the older you get, the more you should have respect and care for people that are around you if you want that same respect. Mm-hmm. So like you said, he didn't have to call her a bitch. Like that's not, especially when you're the one that spoke up first. Like, and when I said like, okay, like this little piece of information was gone. I don't know what led to, like, I don't know if he asked like, hey, walk her to the car. You should walk her to the car. And then they were like, nah, she good. And then he was like, well, bitch, I'm trying to take up for you. Like, I don't know if that's what happened or if something else was exchanged. And then that led to him calling her a bitch. Either way, I feel like it was unnecessary because, like, obviously if she's good, she's good. Like he said in the confessional, you don't even know her. So I don't know why do you feel so offended that they, that they don't want to take your suggestion? It just kind of seemed like he wanted to fight for some reason. Mm-hmm. I don't fully understand why he approached Shane that way. Shane didn't have to throw the drink and, swing on him, but at the same time, I feel like Sean be doing the most sometimes. This happened. Remember, the Come Up Miami. I think it was the first season when he got into it with somebody because I think he put his hands on their face or something like that, or he touched their face. There we go. Touched Elvis, aka Bam Bam's face, and that's what started that beef. See what I mean? It's like little stuff that he does where it's like you shouldn't have been.
Not Sean Dion being Oliver Twist to Come Up Atlanta.
Well, he fights. I don't think Oliver fights. No shade to him, but Sean Dion just don't give a fuck. Whereas I feel like Oliver will try to find his way out of that situation. Whereas Sean is just like, bitch, we can fight. I don't give a fuck. And it's like, baby, you in Atlanta. Like, not everybody's gonna fight you. And by that I mean they might pull out something else. And that'll be the end of that. Like, I always say
talk about like, the singer. That thing is sting.
Right? Listen, there ain't nothing wrong with.
We just gonna redact that because I did not mean to let that slip.
Yes, you did. Undercover bar, baby. But yeah, they get to fighting. I will say I do think Sean was wrong, but he did drag the fuck out of Shane. So I was like, whoop. Dragged him and was bumping him on the back of the head. I said,
was bumping. And then Kimmy was in the background, gag, baby.
Right?
Then she tried to break it up. Judy was like, that's not your business. That's not your business. I need that on the shirt. That's not your business.
I said, we have to hear him say that one more time. We get it. We get it. You got to protect your friend. Your friend. You got to protect your friend. We get it. Jesus.
That's not your business.
That's not your business. Like, we get it. But yeah, I was just like, this fight is so unnecessary. And then peep the white owners in the background just watching the shit transpire. It was like two middle-aged white men that are just like
with drinks in their hands, like
child. These maggots.
Child. And it's crazy because on the Circle NYC they just cut up in front of some white people. And like, really in front of these white people? Really? It was Zulu and them damn faux locks.
To me, it's not the fact that they cut up in front of those white people because fuck them white people, but it's just the fact that they're like, I just wonder what's going through their head watching these people fight. Like, just like, child, a mess. But yeah, they fight. They finally.
I'm sorry, what were you about to say?
Oh, I was just saying they fight. They finally pull Sean off of Shane because he was dragging Shane for a minute. Shane said he stopped swinging because he cares about his locks and he don't want them damn hot Cheetos that Sean Dion got on top of his head. And I was like, you know what? No shade to Sean Dion, but he do need a little retwist. No shade. They could be retwisted. They could be retwisted a little bit. But
he ain't giving Benicia from BDC 16.
No,
she went
not
that season before she retwisted her hair.
Yeah, it's not that bad. But yeah, I was like, oh, you could get a retwist. But yeah, they fight and then it's just, constant from there. Yeah, like you said, Kimmy, Judy, and Messiah are just like, what the fuck just happened? Why did we go from y'all hanging out to fighting? And then, like you said, we get to the next episode, episode 4. Episode is called Fresh Beef Served. We get to that, and that is kind of like a continuation of the fight. And then we get into the let out. I said Shane's calmness is sending me. Because even in the confessional, like, Sean Dion is talking his shit. Shane is just calm. And I'm like, that must be that 35 energy. Like, you're not going to get too much out of me. If we not
he was calm until Sean Dion kept talking. And then he tried to rush through the crowd to get to Sean again.
True. Yes, in the scene, he did try to brum rush Sean Dion again. And I said, this is giving a Zeus Network tea.
It is. You know how when people... More now that's TV. More so now that's TV. Because, Zeus has a little bit of structure. Like, it was chaos outside that club. And I said, this is in Atlanta. They ain't got the boys in blue ain't show up.
Right?
They ain't nobody get arrested. I said, because y'all been out here cutting up for a minute. And I'm surprised I didn't see no flashing lights. Thank God we didn't see the flashing lights. But, yeah, the let out was letting out. And Judy was outside in the parking lot looking for a nigga to take home that night. I said, Judy, get your ass in the car and go home.
Is that what she wanted to say?
I said, Judy, get your ass in the car and go home.
Right.
Show ass.
Baby Fro, get your ass in the car. Like, okay. Jesus. But yes, I also noted that.
Oh my goodness.
I also want to highlight a couple of looks, a staple, Atlanta staple, I guess you could say. Shout out to the bitches that wear a jacket or a blazer with no shirt.
Wait, who got on the blazer?
Messiah in the confessional. I'm talking to you. Also, somebody else had they had a jacket on with no shirt underneath.
Was it Quay?
Was it Quay? It was somebody else. I don't think it was Quay. I think it was like a pink jacket they had on and no shirt underneath. But maybe it was Quay. But yeah.
Was it an episode?
Yes, it was an episode. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I just need that trend to die. I just feel like, why do you have no shirt on under the blazer? It's just confusing to me. But
wait,
I should.
Shea Pearl said, "Was it Brenda Carson down the pink?"
That that lives rent free in my head. But I'm talking about from this show. But yes, Brenda Carson is known for that.
He said Brenda Carson thing. Well, Shea Pearl said it must be a light skin thing, and I definitely believe that's a light skin thing. Because Sherrod did it, Brenda Carson did it, and then I think Messiah did it.
Yes,
with a black blazer. But
I need to see what's his face in the same fit.
Who?
What's his name? The Mulatto Prince.
Darian.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought he would also have a blazer. Yes. Okay. But yeah, I said shout out to Malik, who was trying to
diffuse the situation.
Hold back Sean. I was like, who is that with them locks? It was Malik.
It's real life. Yeah, shout out to Malik, because I wonder if he's still dealing with homeboy that he had asked out on the counter.
Child, you will never let that
I'm never gonna let that damn ass.
Have his bare ass on the counter.
I said,
you think they clean that countertop with bleach?
I'm burning it. I'm scorching that bitch.
Like, burning it.
Baby, we don't put bare ass cheeks on the kitchen. No,
ass cheeks on the kitchen counter.
On the in the bathroom, maybe, but not in the kitchen. Not in the kitchen. Not in the kitchen. Right in front of my salad.
Right. Ciao. But shout out to Malik, who was there. I'm assuming working with Gemini Films. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I said Sean is cool, but he's just a little too abrasive. Like, he's just a little too much at times. And I kind of get like little kid energy from him. Mm-hmm. Like, like those kids, they're just like always doing shit and are kind of like, somebody would say that they're bad, but they're really just busy and they just, are bored and they just are always into some shit. I feel like that was probably him as a kid.
I can see that.
But yeah. And then I said, Sean, not you driving drunk, talking about where my car at. Baby, right. You need to sleep in that car for at least a good 4 hours because you should not be driving drunk. And from what we know about the rest of the season,
the way Messiah grabbed his arm and walked off, I don't think Sean did any type of driving that night.
Ooh. Did he do something else that night though?
He was a passenger princess or whatever Ice Spice be saying, but
interesting.
Yeah, I think Messiah took the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hand. Let's just say Messiah. That's crazy. Messiah's name, Messiah, Jesus Christ, Messiah took the wheel and took Sean Dion home.
My goodness. Look at that connection.
Baby. With the blonde hair and everything.
I was here for the blonde. I needed it to be more of like a finger wave type of vibe. I was here for the blonde.
Yes, I would absolutely live for Messiah with finger waves.
Yes. Messiah's the key. Because you can tell he be dressing down in his mind. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying the fits aren't fitting. They're just very interesting to me. They're very Atlanta gay vibes.
He is gonna show up in some latex jeans.
Yeah.
I know, it's literally it's painted on right now. I don't know how he be moving.
Blazer, no shirt underneath, and a choker. I feel like he gives that vibe. That type of person. But yeah, shout out to Messiah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they're in the let out. And yeah, this is when Judy. I want to like Judy, but I just feel like I feel the same way about Oliver that I feel about Judy, where it's like I want to like them, but they just do shit and it's just like doing too much, like just doing too much. Mm-hmm. But basically she's like, I can't believe y'all fought. I can't believe y'all fought. Y'all shouldn't have fought, blah, blah, blah. That's some faggot shit. That's some maggot shit. That's some maggot shit. Sorry, I got a little too in character. But excuse me. That's some maggot shit. That's some maggot shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, girl, like, first of all, calm down. Like, I need you to speak less because you weren't even in the situation. Like, you're saying more than anybody that was even in the situation. So, like, calm down. But yeah, I noticed that once she said that, Sean looked at her like, bitch, what? Like, bitch, I'll pop you too. Like, keep talking. That's when Judy was like, you know what? I went too far. I shouldn't have said that. You know what?
Mm-hmm. Like, I was like, aren't you the same person that was just threatening to beat Milan's ass like 3 episodes ago? Like,
it was just the look for me. The look Sean gave, Judy was just like, bitch, I will pop you too. Like I'm already upset. Like, and that's when Judy was like, I might have went too far. I might have did too much. And I was like, yeah, Judy, like, girl, first of all, I hate when people, I feel like sometimes like some Black people do this too, where it's like something will happen and then they'll be like, oh, y'all, like they'll put like them being Black or them being gay on the situation when it's like them fighting had nothing to do with them being gay. Like, people of all races, colors, sexuality fight. Like, them fighting is just a human thing. It's not a gay thing. Right. So they're not being maggots because they got into a fight. They're being people. People get into fights all the time. So I just say when people put that on that, like, for some reason it's linked when it's not. But yeah, I was just like, girl, it's straight people fight all the time. And ain't nobody calling them maggots. So not for fighting that at least. So yeah. But yeah, I said Shane did defend his cousin at the end of the day. Like, he did defend his cousin, which is what Sean wanted him to do. So
true.
I don't know. And then on top of that, like you were saying earlier, how you gonna talk about you protect women and you here for protecting women, but then you talking about you would fight the cousin too? I fucked her up too. I'm like, nah, Sean. Somebody needs to take your ass home, splash some cold water on your face, drink a little bit of that water, and go to sleep because you doing way too much.
I also said that when Sean watched this episode on playback, he's going to mix Quay up like a goddamn milkshake. Not Quay being mixed. I said Quay being messy as hell. I like Sean Dion, but not Shane, Johnny Blake, and Sean Dion. Drink and pop them at the same time.
Well, that's how you do it. The drink is a distraction, and then you come in with the. You got to throw both. Like,
so is it like a drink then a pop, or is it the drink then the punch coming behind it?
It's the drink and then the punch coming shortly after it. It's like how like people pull up to a stoplight. Like, one car will pull up and then the next one is like right behind it. Gotcha. I feel like that's the drink is the first one and the punch is right after. It's like a 1-2 combo. Like, but yeah, I was just like, this fight was unnecessary. You know, of course, people want to make a moment, and like I said, it's just a reoccurring theme of people taking things that don't necessarily have anything to do with them and making a spectacle out of it. Like Judy, for instance. Like, of course, you were there. So if I was somewhere and people got into a fight, of course, I'm gonna react and be like, "Well, I can't believe you fought." But like, she was just carrying. Like, she was doing too much, and it's just like, you want to make a moment out of this because what? Like, so yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they basically I guess they all go home. Hopefully, you know, they all got home safely because, you know, they were drinking. But I said, so
then we get note really quick. No shit, it does seem like this scene is or this season is just full of people drinking and driving, wrecking cars. Cause
that is very common, actually.
Coming, I believe that's coming later this season. Sean Dion, right? Sean Dion wrecked somebody's car, but I'm not here to talk about that. I did want to So Sean's cousin. Does anybody in the comments know where Sean is from? Because his cousin pulled up with that thick ass accent, that badass accent, and I was like, his cousin should link up with Mufasa from the Circle NYC. I would love to see them sit down and have a conversation.
She did have a thick ass accent.
She had a thick ass accent,
and I cannot even remember where it was. It was very distinct too. but I
don't know
cannot
if
remember.
it's DC or Boston.
I was gonna
or
say
Jersey.
that.
It's somewhere in that area. But
Yeah,
it was thick as hell, and I was like,
it was very big. I was here for
anybody
it.
want more? Was it anybody want more teleport for the story?
Yes. Teleport for the story. Yes.
Did you know or notice that at the end of the let out scene, I'm about to call Mufasa. Messiah was walking past River, and he literally like elbowed him out the way.
Well, you said what happened?
At the end of the let out scene, Messiah was walking past River, a new cast member for the season. And Messiah literally like elbowed him out the way, like strong armed him out the goddamn way. I'm like, my goodness.
Oh, I didn't see that. Wait, so who's River?
He's a new cast member, so he hasn't been introduced yet.
Is that the Jamaican dude?
At Sean's party for some reason, not for some reason, but he hasn't been introduced to us yet. The audience.
Was that the Jamaican dude?
Yeah, the one. Somebody was talking to him. He had the colorful hat on, the pink.
The color contacts.
I think those are his natural eyes. I hope those are his natural eyes. Now, if those are color contacts, we got an issue. Those are color contacts, we got a big fucking problem. But the dude with the light eyes, Messiah literally like strong armed him out the way at the end of the level. Like, ooh.
Know what that's about.
What's that beef about? Y'all should top.
Child, that might be part of their kink. That might be their kink, baby. I don't know.
I feel like we should do a couple reviews on that 2024. Bitches who share tops, and I don't mean like.
It should be like a docu series, I guess.
Kind of like what's that show? Sister Wives, something like that.
Not Sister Wives.
Something like that.
Oh my god!
Like but yeah, besides strong armed our boy, and I was like, I wonder what that's about.
I didn't think that. That's weird. But it's weird that he was there, but they didn't introduce him.
Right, because I didn't see him until I watched the episode a second time. I was like, oh, I didn't know that River was at the birthday party because we haven't seen him on the show yet. Or he hasn't been introduced on the show yet. So
right,
like, how the hell Messiah beefing with somebody we ain't even been introduced yet? To yet.
I guess we gonna see it, but well, that kind of makes sense that he was like, I'm not gonna let in the like previews. He was like, I'm not gonna let a bitch try me, and like, well, basically coming on some like defensive shit. And I was like, why? Yeah. I was like, why is he defensive? Like, you just got into the group. I mean, I get it; these bitches are shady, but like I don't know. Why are you already defensive? Like, who are you talking about essentially? And I guess that's what we're talking about. Uncle Messiah. You have to be giving Uncle teeth, especially with them teeth. The teeth and them lips, baby. Definitely giving somebody's uncle. No shade.
The teeth, the lips, and the reeds. Yes. Somebody's uncle. Because the boy is quick.
Yes.
The boy is quick.
But yeah, so then we get a scene with Shane and Quay. Shane basically invites Quay to his house. Had lunch already prepared. I said, oh, okay.
Very much chicken and wine. This is very much okay. I've dug you out before. And it wasn't popping, but we could be platonic. It was wine for me. I'm sorry?
Did he pay for it though? I'm just asking.
You know what? I'm the host. I should just remove your ass from the stage for that.
I'm just asking. You know the rumors.
Allegedly. Make sure you allegedly.
My
goodness.
I'm just asking. Hey, listen.
Serve him chicken and wine, though. It could have been chicken in a 45 or chicken in a 40. Fried chicken in a 40.
Could have been. That's a little.
Now 45, I think that's the gap. Now that would have been doing something. Fried chicken in the gap, baby. Goodness.
How stereotypical can you get? But, I think it's so funny that Quay keeps throwing shots at Dion. Mm-hmm. Anytime anybody brings up Dion, it's a shot, and I just think it's hilarious to me. Just because he want all the smoke, and I'm here for it. I'm ready for let them hoes fight. Like I'm ready for them. Not literally, but like let them go back and forth. Mm-hmm. But basically, he's throwing shots. And Shane is basically eventually like, listen, I ain't got an issue with Dion. So
Right.
what's your issue? What's y'all issue or whatever? And so Quay is basically like, well, we followed each other. Like, you know, he's always looking at my stories and like all of that. And so, yeah, I don't know the issue. So it just kind of seems like, and I know he said a couple of times like they were kind of friends, like they were cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Quay is kind of irritated by the fact that he thought he found a friend in Dion, and like Dion just kind of went left and made this, you know, is kind of harping on this rumor about Quay. I'm not sure, but I did say that Dion kind of gets insecure. And I feel like this is the point. This is one of the times where I feel like I'm getting on my psychoanalyst shit. But I feel like Dion, like, because he's always talking about like other people and like what they're doing, especially when it comes to like sexual shit. Like I don't think this is the first time he's said anything about sexual things or whatever. And so to me, it's just like, why are you so worried about Quay? If Quay is doing that, why is that something that needs to be like known and talked about? If that's what he's doing, that's what he's doing. It's Atlanta. He's not the only one doing it. Like, I know you're in Florida, but in Atlanta, I'm not saying everybody does it in Atlanta, but I'm sure it's common. It's a big city. It's 2023. You know how the girls get down. It's one of the oldest professions.
And
apparently,
we just talked about it on what was our Chess in Atlanta review. People do people discriminate against sex workers in Atlanta?
Right.
Like, hey, this Quay, look at that whore over there sucking dick for money. Allegedly. I'm sorry.
You just had to match me, didn't you? You just had to.
That was petty as fucking me. My
bad. Go sit in the corner and think about what you just said. No. But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see where Dion goes this season because I did like him last season. Last season was giving fun shade. Like it was giving fun, it was giving comedic, but I don't know. I feel like this season he's starting off back with like season 1 Dion or the first season he was on, and it's kind of like draining. But we haven't really seen him yet, so maybe he's just kind of tight that he hasn't been able to make it to LA. He hasn't been able to make it to Atlanta. Maybe that engine is, you know, he's an engine. But yeah, I don't know. But I also wanted to note that Milan is also messy, and Quay has also caught that out. I mean, we all knew that Milan was messy, even though I still like Milan. I do feel like Milan also plays in people's faces. When it's just like gets the point. Like if you heard some shit about me, just let me know. Like, don't feel like you have to sugarcoat it or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that was pretty much it for me. Pretty short episode, 2 scenes, really. I guess you could say 3 because the let out was kind of a scene too.
Well, they did have the kind of a snippet of the photo shoot.
Yes, they did have the photo shoot. The sit down wasn't really giving much.
It wasn't.
Kind of like a rehash of like what's been going on.
I did say that Kimmy was giving Fairy mob mother. The hair was giving mob boss, mob wife, and I was here for
it. Here for it. She could have been on Mob Wives with that dude, essentially.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Very much Carla. Kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like this was
Carla or Drita?
You said Carla or Drita.
Yes.
Well, you know, Drita gave the fuck up. Drita had good hair, but she was way more entertaining than Carla.
Very true.
But,
very true.
I did want to note that in this goddamn sit down with Kimmy and Quay, Kimmy meant to say, what did she say? She meant to say, like, you were consoling him, but you condoned him. Condoned him. Like, console my baby. I was in her here for a good minute.
It was definitely a record scratch moment. Like,
right? Because it was just so innocent.
Right.
Like, you condoned him. Like,
she said it with such confidence.
She did. She did, but that's that karma for not being sensitive or empathizing when Shane was kind of outside the club being his feelings.
True.
Baby, you condoned him, like consoled him, Kimberly. I did have something else about so I kind of want to go back to about when I said that Shane is going to mix Quay up like a milkshake when he goes back and sees like how messy Quay is. Because I'm like, not Quay playing in Shane's face after he just had this whole sit down with Sean Dion about Shane's partner. And
True.
then Dion and Shauna overlapped the time. And
I didn't even know. I didn't even peep that. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, let's like Gemini Films film that scene with Sean and Dion like at an earlier time, but it just seems like Quay's being messy. Like you just had a whole conversation with Sean about like Sean's marital status and all of that. And it's also crazy that like I want to say Shane has been married for like less than a year, and I want to say I think he's been married for like less than a year, almost a year, and they're on the verge of divorce. So I'm like, damn, I wonder what happened with that for them to be, you know, ready to like separate, or they're already separated, but for them to just really just go their separate ways and just be done with it. Well, Shane did say something like, "Oh, I love him, and I'm with him because I love him," and he was like, I want to take care of him, or I take care of him. So I'm like, are you financially supporting your partner, or is your partner kind of like disabled to where you kind of have to, like,
I was gonna say
a caregiver or something?
It seems like maybe his partner had issues even before they got married, because he was like, I love him, and like, you know, I decided to marry him based off of love, which, you know, would imply that like clearly he had some things to like work on before they got married, but like he decided to marry him anyway because he loved him. So yeah, I mean, that is crazy that it's such a short marriage. That's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is.
I was also wondering if Shane was engaged to his partner while he was dating Dion, because according to Sean, Dion, and Quay, after Shane and Dion broke up, Shane was married or engaged like 5 months later. And I was like,
you know what I think happened, and I think this happens sometimes. I won't say a lot, but it happened. I won't say I experienced it, but I feel like I've heard of this happening before. But people like dating someone, and then like maybe like they didn't want to commit, like just something just happens to where they break up, but they really want to be together, and so like that person will, they both go off and date other people. And then it's like, but I really want you. And so it's like, okay, like this is the breaking point. We gonna be together. It's almost kind of like a movie. You know how people reenact movies. So it's kind of like a movie thing where it's like we're either gonna break up or get married, essentially. And I feel like that's kind of what happened here. So I feel like maybe like they were together, and then like they broke up, and then like he got with Dion, and then he was like, I really want to be with this person. And then especially since he said he married for love, not for, you know, practicality, or, you know, it kind of made it seem like he married him because he loved him, not necessarily because the other person had the tools to have a good life together. He knew that he was gonna have to like pick up the slack and like help his partner, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's probably what happened. I mean, but who knows? But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious as to you. Do you think we're gonna see the husband?
Probably not. And then if I was Shane, I wouldn't want to bring my group, like my partner, around this messy ass group anyway. So no.
Yeah, but you on a reality, like you on a reality show though. Like, why sign up for it if that's, and then have that be a storyline and then never see the partner?
True.
It's like, what's the point? Like, you know, we don't even know what Shane does for a living. We don't even know what he's chasing, what's the come up, you know? So it's just kind of like, if that's what you're coming from and we never see the partner, it's like, well, what's the point of all of this if we never gonna see them, you know? So I don't know. It was
to see the partner. Since
not even
like you
for
said, part of the story.
Right, and not even for like some messy shit, just to see just to fill in the colored space. Like, if you're gonna talk about something, I want to see it. I want to see, you know, you're setting it up. Your story is, you're setting it up to like actually, you know, have a scene with this person, or have this person be a part of your story. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever gonna see them though. I feel like we probably won't. But yeah, I don't know. This was an okay couple of episodes, very short. I don't know. What are your thoughts on these past two episodes? I mean, I know we talked about it in the beginning. I guess if you were able to give it like a letter grade, what would you give it?
Honestly, I graded both episodes with a C. Just because they were okay, not like too much going on.
Yeah.
This isn't kind of like last season of the Come Up. I feel like this year, like a lot of the shows that we reviewed this year, as a compared to like the previous seasons of these shows, like the shows this year are just kind of not bad, but they're kind of lacking just in terms of
I can
like
see that.
structure, storyline. Like they have really good characters, but we're kind of just getting, like you said, the fat. I kind of want like the meat. So like with the Come Up, I want to see the Come Up. Of course there'll be drama, but I want to see Milan like slay some wigs, or Quay still doing music, or I want to see Quay work with his dance team if he still has his dance team. So yeah, I gave it a C just because it's kind of just stale and not really a lot going on. Some people talking about the fight, and I mean that was really it.
I agree. I would definitely say like maybe like a C. I feel like a lot of these producers are getting burnt out, especially since like they're at a point now, like kind of like with like network television, where they're like always doing something, like they're always putting something out because they have multiple franchises, and I just feel like maybe it's worth it to take a break and just kind of like reassess like the stories you want to tell, the people that you want to highlight, because I do feel like it's like I don't know. Even like with chasing Atlanta, I saw in the comments some people were saying that this is not this isn't the last season that they thought it was going to be. Like for it to be like a final to the series, like it's not really what they thought it was going to be. So like I'm just wondering like are like Gemini Films and like Chasing Reality, are they kind of burnt out? Because I know they've both kind of talked about like maybe taking a break or something like that. So um but yeah, I also agree. Like I would give it like a C. I feel like it was a very short episode. There were some funny moments, but I would love to. I like when these shows mimic real life, and I just feel like these either we're missing stuff or it's just like fake because I just feel like getting people together. Like, of course, these people know each other, but I just feel like can we like can we start off on not a clean slate, but like can we get like who they are and then get into the drama and like the issues and all of that? Like I feel like we kind of skipped that part. Even though we know these people, I want to see what you've been up to. I want to update, So other than just, oh, I'm modeling now or oh, I work at the airport. It's like I want more. Where are you at in life? What are you chasing? What are you, what's the come up for you right now? So yeah, I just want a little bit more. But
yes, I agree.
But yeah,
I definitely agree. Also, let us know in the comments how you guys feel about episodes 3 and 4 of the Come Up, or just let us know how you feel about season 4 of the Come Up in general. Like, have you guys been feeling um, the first 4 episodes of this season? And if you have any, like, do you prefer season 3 of the Come Up, or are you guys like this season more? Like,
right?
Let us know in the comments. But
yeah.
Okay, low key vibes. Oops, I'm late. Well, thank you for coming through.
Thank you for being here.
Yes. Yes, the Come Up season 4 is on Patreon.
It is on Patreon. And I wonder what that gives right now because the show has been on YouTube for free for so long and now it's on Patreon. So I wonder how that's affecting people watching it and like just the show as a whole. Because now it's behind a paywall. So I don't know how many people, I wonder how many people are willing to pay for it, even though I'm not saying it's not worth paying for. I just wonder how many people are willing to pay for it. So yeah. Who's like story, like who interests you this season? So like who's like somebody you like, I want to hear their story or like what they're into.
Shane and Mulan, because they're both married. They're both queer black men who are married. So I feel like I don't want to say anybody else's story is like least interesting, but yeah, I feel like Sean. Oh my goodness, Shane and Mulan should be like front and center. They're married. Mulan is kind of like in a happy space, where it seems to be in like a happy space in his marriage, and then Shane is, kind of going through it with his husband or his partner. So I think it would be different. Where it would be interesting to kind of have Karan not really exploit them, but kind of. I'm sorry.
Not to cut you off, but you said they're in a happy spot, and I think they are in a happy spot. But I just thought back to when Milan was like, "Am I difficult?" And then it like zoomed in on Milan and it zoomed in on the husband. He was like, "No, not really." He was like, he was like, "Bitch, say something. Say something. I dare you." Like, but anyway,
just them being married, I think it would be interesting for Karan to kind of show like the highs and the lows of like marriages, especially with them being like a young Shane and Milan being married, and they're young and just entrepreneurs. So I feel like that would have been a good way to structure the show. Of course, give everybody else like camera time or like a supporting role, but I feel like Milan is the OG. He's been here since season 1. So I feel like kind of this season could have been honestly based around Milan, and you could have just had like maybe 3 people or 3 other supporting cast members, and that could have just been it. But I feel like a show that kind of focused on Sean, Shane, and Milan, and just their marriages, their ups and downs of their marriages, that would have been interesting.
I think that would have been interesting too. I do think it's an interesting aspect of the show, like, because of course, like when people think the come up, they think of career, they think of things like that. But the come up could really mean anything. It just comes up in life. I would assume. So I do like that. That's an interesting aspect of it, especially like getting older. Like, of course, like I don't know how many queer people, gay men, think of marriage as like a part of like something they aspire for. But I do think it's an interesting thing to see represented. So I like that aspect of it. I do think that they have too many people on the show. I will say that. I think they have too many people on the show. I think they don't need certain people. No shade. Like, I like Tay Anthony. I think Tay Anthony is a key, but I don't think that they needed him. I don't think that they needed just a couple of the other people, just because I feel like the smaller the group, the easier it is to like handle. And so I feel like we can talk about the drama from that, like that happened off camera, but like I feel like that needs to stay in like the first couple of episodes. After that, like let's start talking about new stuff and like things that are happening between the people that are on the show on camera. So I don't know. I'm interested to see where the show goes, especially with like the whole marriage thing and like all of that. Hopefully, they show us like more of that and like what that entails, because I don't want them to keep talking about it and then we never really see like the husband or just like any aspect of Shane's marriage outside of him talking about it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens next, but I guess we'll just have to wait.
Well, since you put it like shortening the cast, did you put it in that context? You mentioned Tay Anthony, and Tay Anthony was a part of like the season 1. So honestly, this season could have been focused on just like the OGs: Tay Anthony, Quay, Mulan, and then possibly Dion because he joined season 2, or maybe Shane because Shane is married, and I feel like his storyline is interesting. So they could have been the 4 cast members or 4 core cast members, and maybe
no shade. I don't think they needed Messiah.
No,
I don't think they needed. I mean, I don't know what the Jamaican dude is gonna give.
Yeah, they didn't need River.
Yeah, I don't think they needed that. I mean, I think
honestly, I don't think they needed Sean Dion.
I like Sean Dion though. I think Sean Dion adds something to the show. I feel like he adds that fun energy, but he also adds that chaos.
Okay.
So I can see why they decided to choose him. Kimmy, I don't think that they needed Kimmy, but I do think like she's tied to so many, like, her getting damn near assaulted. And then also, the whole car accident situation. I think that they just felt like maybe they needed to have her, and then her like transitioning, her being in the early stages of it.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, it's like, what else? You know,
Right.
like what else is she giving? But yeah, didn't need Messiah, didn't need Tay Anthony, um, didn't need Dion either, really.
Honestly.
Quay, I mean, it depends on what Quay is willing to show. I mean, Quay is, he talked about how he's flying to shoot a show, but we know nothing about it. Like, that's the weird thing about this show to me, is that like you'll say something like that, like you're flying to shoot a network television show, but then the next time we see you, you're talking about someone else's marriage. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
why is that even a concern for you if you're
Right.
shooting network television? Like, if you're shooting a show on network television, like that doesn't make any sense to me. I want to know about that. I want to know what that shooting process is like. You know, I know there's a confidentiality there, there's an NDA there, but like can you give us some, just like not even like what it is specifically, but just like what it's like, like I just want to see those things, and we
Right.
don't really get that. So yeah,
I agree.
but I don't want to rant too long for for this. But yeah, we'll definitely be here for the next couple episodes. Obviously holidays coming, so we'll be doing at least a couple reviews in person, or like together. So yeah.
Yeah, so definitely be on the lookout for that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, thank you to everybody that came through.
Yes, thank
Keep
you for
carry
being
with us on
here.
the Tuesday night for the Come Up Atlanta double
Mm-hmm.
feature. We hope you guys have a good night. We'll be back later this week with another live review for you guys. So stay tuned
Yes.
for that.
Also an edited review. Maybe. Not of this show. Sorry. Not of this show. It's on Patreon, so I can't do that. But we'll definitely, check out our Chasing Atlanta reviews, our live and edited review of Chasing Atlanta. So but yeah, we'll be back for the Come Up as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting confused with our scheduling, but yeah,
yeah.
that's fine. You guys have a good night as always. This is
Yes.
Key and Carrie, where we key.
We carry.
I'm Troy.
I'm Damon.
Thank you guys again for joining us, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace. Have a good night, everybody.